Alec Burleson turned Yankee Stadium into his personal launching pad with a 3-homer, 6 RBI eruption, headlining a wild night across the majors that saw 8 games and enough fireworks to fill a highlight reel. The Phillies took care of business at home, topping the Nationals 6-3 behind a 2-homer barrage from their lineup. Bryce Harper went deep for Philadelphia, and so did Derek Hill, giving the Phillies all the power they needed to build separation. Washington didn't go down without a fight. Alec Ortiz and Dalen Lyle both left the yard for the Nationals, with James Wood, Jacob Young and Keibert Ruiz also picking up hits, but it wasn't enough to overcome the deficit. C.J. Abrams swiped a bag for Washington, though the Nationals bullpen couldn't hold the line. On the mound, Kyle Backus picked up the win for Philadelphia, and Joan Duran slammed the door with a clean 1-inning save to seal it. It's now 5 straight losses for Washington, a skid that shows no signs of stopping as they search for answers. For the Phillies, it was a complete team win, power at the plate, a shutdown effort from the pen, and another step in the right direction as the summer stretch continues. In an absolute slugfest at Yankee Stadium, the Cardinals stormed into the Bronx and stole one, outlasting the Yankees 13-7 in a game that saw 8 home runs leave the yard. The headline performance belonged to Alec Burleson, who put on an all-time show 3 home runs and 6 RBI on a 3-for-5 night, single-handedly outscoring most lineups by himself. It's the kind of line that jumps off the waiver wire, a 3-homer explosion fantasy managers dream about. Louis got more thunder from Nathan Church and Jimmy Crooks, who also went deep, while Gordon Graceful worked 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen to pick up the win, and Ivan Herrera chipped in a stolen base. New York didn't sit back either. Jose Caballero, Ryan McMahon, Austin Wells, Trent Grisham, and Luis Garcia Jr. all homered for the Yankees, a 5-homer outburst that would win most games but wasn't nearly enough against Burleson's night for the ages. 7 different Yankees reached base with a hit, but the pitching simply couldn't contain St. Louis' power surge. This one will be remembered for Burleson's fireworks, a career-defining performance that turned a back-and-forth slugfest into a laugher by the final innings. Pittsburgh escaped Milwaukee with a tight 4-3 win, leaning on a strong start from Bubba Chandler and a clean save from Mason Montgomery to close it out. Chandler worked 5.2 innings, allowing just 2 earned runs while striking out 5 to keep the Pirates in front, and Montgomery nailed down the final frame to preserve the 1-run margin. Offensively, Enei Rodriguez paced Pittsburgh, going 3-for-4 and adding a stolen base, while Joey Ortiz answered for the Brewers with his own 3-for-4 effort and an RBI, both multi-hit nights that stand out for fantasy managers on an otherwise low-scoring afternoon. Milwaukee got extra hits from Jake Bauers, Andrew Vaughn, and David Hamilton, but couldn't string together the big rally against Pittsburgh's bullpen. No home runs left the yard in this one, but the pitching and small ball execution made it a tense finish, with the Pirates holding on for a road win to close out the series. The Cubs blitzed the Dodgers 10-5 at Wrigley, powering 4 home runs to bury Los Angeles early and coast to a comfortable win. Carson Kelly, Michael Busch, Seiya Suzuki, and Kevin Alcantara all went deep for Chicago, turning what could have been a tight ball game into a rout. Matthew Boyd got the win despite allowing 4 earned runs over 6.2 innings, leaning on run support to cruise through his outing, and Dansby Swanson added a stolen base. Los Angeles tried to claw back behind home runs from Tommy Edman and Teoscar Hernandez, and Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, and Andy Pages all recorded hits, but the Dodgers' offense couldn't keep pace with Chicago's power display. The loss drops Los Angeles to 4 straight defeats, an uncharacteristic funk for a team of their caliber as they search for answers heading into the next series. For the Cubs, it was a statement win at home, backed by balanced power up and down the lineup. San Francisco silenced the Rangers on the road, riding a dominant Logan Webb start and a 2-homer game from Young-Hoo Lee to a 5-1 win. Webb was brilliant, striking out 8 over 6 shutout innings to pick up the win, and Lee backed him up, going 3-for-4 with 3 RBI and 2 home runs, a line that jumps off the page for anyone streaming outfielders this week. Grant McCray and Lee both swiped bags to add to the Giants' relentless night on the bases. Texas got a bright spot from Ezequiel Duran, who went a perfect 4-for-4 with a home run and RBI, and Wyatt Langford chipped in a stolen base, but it wasn't nearly enough support against Webb's shutdown outing. The loss extends Texas's skid to 5 straight, a rough stretch for a Rangers club that got one of the best individual performances of the day from Duran, but little else. For the Giants, it was a total team win, dominant pitching, timely power, and speed on the bases all coming together. Toronto held off Houston 3-1 on the road, getting a home run from Alejandro Kirk and a strong start from Shane Bieber to seal the win. Bieber worked 5.2 innings, allowing just one earned run while striking out 6, and Tyler Rogers came on to lock down the save. Miles Straw added a stolen base for the Blue Jays' balanced attack. Houston's offense managed hits from Cam Smith, Dalton Varsho, Jose Altuve, Jeremy Pena, Christian Walker, Yainer Diaz, and Yordan Alvarez, but couldn't turn that traffic into enough runs to keep pace, managing just a single tally on the night. The Blue Jays' bullpen was especially sharp down the stretch, not allowing Houston to build any late-inning momentum, while Kirk's blast proved to be the difference-maker in a game decided more by execution than fireworks. It was a quiet, efficient road win for Toronto to close out the series. Tampa Bay outslugged Colorado in a wild one at Coors Field, winning 13-9 behind a two-homer game from Junior Caminero and a dominant strikeout outing from Ian Seymour. Seymour struck out 9 over 6 innings to earn the win, while Caminero's two long balls paced a Rays offense that also got a home run from Richie Palacios. Jonathan Aranda drove in 2 runs on a 4-for-5 night, and Tampa Bay ran wild on the bases with steals from Taylor Walls, Chandler Simpson, and Cedric Mullins. Colorado didn't go quietly as Ezequiel Tovar put together a perfect 4-for-4 day with a home run and an RBI, and Mickey Moniak also went deep, with Jake McCarthy, Troy Johnston, Willie Castro, Cole Carrick, Tyler Freeman, and Kyle Carros all picking up hits in the loss. But the Rockies' pitching couldn't slow down Tampa Bay's relentless attack, and this one turned into a track meet that Tampa Bay simply had more firepower to win. Caminero's multi-homer performance headlines a huge night for fantasy managers scanning the box scores. Arizona took care of business at home, beating San Diego 5-1 behind a huge night from Tim Tauat and a sharp outing from Brandon Pfaadt. Tauat went 3-for-4 with 3 RBI and a home run, doing the bulk of the offensive damage for the Diamondbacks, while Pfaadt cruised through 6.2 shutout innings, allowing 0 earned runs and striking out 3 to pick up the win. San Diego got hits from Luis Rengifo, Luis Campusano, Jackson Merrill, Sung-Min Song, and Xander Bogaerts, but the Padres never found a way to generate any real offense against Pfaadt, managing just a single run on the day. It was a complete performance for Arizona, dominant starting pitching paired with one of the best individual offensive nights of the day from Tauat, who did nearly all the damage the Diamondbacks needed on his own. It was a rough day for 3 clubs riding losing streaks. Washington dropped their 5th straight after falling to Philadelphia, while Texas fell to San Francisco for their 5th consecutive loss despite a huge night from Ezequiel Duran. The Dodgers, meanwhile, saw their skid reach 4 straight after being blitzed by the Cubs' power surge at Wrigley. All 3 teams will be looking to snap their slides in their next outings. Fantasy managers had plenty to work with today. Alec Burleson put together one of the best lines of the season, blasting 3 home runs and driving in 6 for the Cardinals, while Young Hoo Lee and Junior Caminero both went deep twice in their own multi-homer nights. On the multi-hit front, Joey Ortiz and Andy Rodriguez each racked up 3 hits in Pittsburgh's win over Milwaukee, giving streaming options a look for anyone scanning the middle infield and catcher spots. Burleson's outburst headlines the day and is the must-know performance for anyone setting lineups tomorrow. That's a wrap on today's Action. Hit subscribe so you never miss a highlight from around the league.